Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome to Handmade Holiday 2023. We're going to kick it off with treat bag toppers and a coordinating card. So I thought it would be fun to showcase some treat bag toppers made with this new die from Mama Elephant, and then embellish with some Papertrey ink layering stamp images. Lots of mixing and matching going on here today. If you've been here before, you know that's one of my favorite things to do, is to mix and match amongst different companies to create one-of-a-kind designs. This series is meant to inspire you when you start your holiday crafting. I don't know about you, but I am ready for all of the holiday crafting, and I love adding a handmade touch to everything I give. So what we're going to do first is take the Serene Sleigh stamp set from Papertrey Ink. I believe this was a September release product, and we're going to stamp the images from this set. Now you will notice as I am stamping these images that I have a couple of sheets of paper, and I am going to start with my MISTI, but as most of the time when I'm using Papertrey ink layering stamps, I tend to just go to my acrylic blocks when I get to some of the smaller things. I find it a little easier. For the sleigh, there are 3 stamps to layer. The 2 stamps here, the base solid stamp, the one that adds the detail, and then the runner. And for that, I actually was a little worried I wouldn't get it lined up correctly to coordinate back to the coordinating die. And whenever this happens, I like to go ahead and stamp my, die cut my image first, and then stamp that last piece of the puzzle, kind of is what I call it. So that is what I'm going to do here. I am going to run this through my die cut machine, bring it back to my MISTI, line it up, and then stamp the rest of the design. Now I do want to mention that the first one I stamped probably wasn't lined up quite perfect. I'm still going to use it. It's okay. I'm making treat bag toppers. I probably will use one that's a little bit better lined up for my card, but it's not bad enough to redo the whole thing. I hope that makes sense. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that negative space back to my MISTI. I went ahead and die cut all of these so I could stamp them all at once. And then we are going to inlay the sleigh back into that negative space, instead of trying to line it up just in our MISTI. This gives you a little bit more control. This can be done with all kinds of images from Papertrey Ink and other companies. It could be anybody. So here I am lining that up. Sorry about my head in the way, everyone. We'll use our magnet to help hold that down a little bit better. And I'm going to end up using Cup of Joe ink. The other thing I want to mention here is I did use a lot of Hero Arts, maybe all Hero Arts inks today. Completely random. How I choose my ink is, for me, what color do I want the base of my sleigh to be? I knew I wanted to use pinks. That is something a little out of the norm for me. So lots of pinks, reds, and greens, a little bit more of what I would call a vintage retro feel maybe. I don't know. But I definitely wanted to kind of lean into some pinks for my image, and then some softer greens instead of maybe the more traditional greens, almost like my sweater I'm wearing. I'm not using that color. I'm using more soft colors. But what I did was I went to my ink drawers and I pulled pinks that I knew I liked, that were kind of in line with my vision for this, and that is what I went with. And Hero Arts tends to have a lot of colors that I like for stamp layering. So does Pink Fresh Studio, sometimes lawn fawn. It really just depends. And you don't even have to stick all within one company if you don't want to. So the tree is next. The tree actually has 3 pieces to it. It has a base, the detail, and then the lights, or the garland, I guess, not lights, the garland on the tree, which is so cute. These are the 2 biggest main images in the stamp set, with the exception of one greenery image that I will add kind of near the end as I've already die cut everything. You'll see when we get there. But that gave me a very good indication of what am I missing, what else do I need. I will use one greenery sprig from the Ornament Cloche, also from the September release. I am planning to use that, and then I can't think of the other stamp set from September. I'm planning to showcase all of these again in other projects. So definitely let me know what you want to see from the September release, and then also the October 2023 releases from Papertrey ink. Now we have presents. I am again keeping with my theme, but I love a little red with pink. So we will be pulling in some pale tomato ink. I will list all the colors I'm using down in the description below. There will be links to all of them for easy reference. And yes, I know that present kind of ran into my little red line of ink where I was testing colors along the edge, but I think it's going to be okay. I die cut it anyway. I used it anyway. That's the bottom of the image. It gets tucked down into the sleigh. And for me, it's more about, I mean, if it's not just glaringly terrible, I will go ahead and just use it. That's kind of my plan. Now, mass producing does take a little bit of time. As you can see, I am stamping a lot of images. Would this maybe, I don't even want to say that. I was going to say, would this be something that you would want to make, 20 of? And I was going to say no, but honestly, I would. So I think that's a personal preference, up to you guys. Like if I had a child still in elementary school where, we would hand out gifts and things like that, I would totally have made a bunch of these. This is not coloring. For me, the coloring mass producing to that extent is not something I enjoy. This, no big deal. It is a lot of stamping and a lot of die cutting, but it is not hard, if that makes sense. It is just stamp layering, and Misty's definitely make that a lot easier. I love that there's 3 different presents in this. I do want to mention, you could very easily go to some of the other, especially Papertrey ink stamp sets, and find gift presents, and you could incorporate those into this scene if you wanted to. I really was trying to kind of maybe show a more economical way of achieving this, where I'm using one stamp set with a coordinating die, and again, with the exception of that one piece of greenery, which you wouldn't even have to add. You could just stamp more of the greenery from this set. So I was trying to be very economical and not pull from a million different stamp sets, but you could, definitely mix and match. You might have things in your stash already. What I like to focus on during this series, and really in a lot of my videos here on my YouTube channel, is how to use the products you have to extend the life of them. So you are seeing treat bag toppers in this video because that really is the focus of my Handmade Holiday series each year here on YouTube and on my blog, where I like to show those ideas for bags and tags and gift packaging. But we're using our card making supplies to make those kinds of things. So in addition to my treat bag toppers today, I'm also showing you a card that I made with the same products. We're going to use a completely different base and a different die, but the idea is the same. So maybe when you're making cards, or maybe you want to mass produce the cards and you just want to make a tag, you could take a tag and you could implement everything you see here into a tag if you don't need to make treat bag toppers. I tend to make a lot of tags for holiday, and you will see a lot of tags in this series and just in my general Christmas crafting. So I wanted to show something kind of fun and different, and I love to give out little gift bags with, you know, little items in them. It could be gifts. It wouldn't have to be food related like I did here, or not even food. This is like a hot chocolate mix related. Now, I will tell you, I'm showing you 2 of these in the video. I'm not going to do more than 2 in the video today, mostly because I call these my mock-ups. just this. I haven't gone out and purchased new like hot chocolate things for 2023. I found a few leftover in my bar area down in my basement. I have a cabinet, and there were some chocolate bombs, and then there were some stir sticks, marshmallows, and hot cocoa packets that I had left over from putting together some gifts last year. Now, just full disclosure, the marshmallow that is in the pack you're going to see when I put the entire thing together expired in August. But for photo purposes, I went ahead and packaged it because I had 2 packets of hot cocoa left. I'm sure it's expired too, by the way. 2 stir sticks and 2 marshmallows. So I must have like not needed those last year, and I thought, well, they still look cute as far as mocking it up for photos, but I will carefully remove these bag toppers, and then I'm going to make a couple more, and these are actually going to, I like to like tuck these in with a mug, like in a little basket or something, and maybe like some towels and whatnot, like my hairstylist, nail stylist, neighbors. I love doing like little gifts like this. I have 2 little neighbor girls. They're so cute. They're elementary school age. So I was thinking like a little felt ornament of some sort, and then like this and a cute little mug. I just like to give them little presents each year. And they're great this is a great little thing to tuck into, like, or to give as neighbor gifts. Or I'm thinking as well that I would like to do something similar to this, or maybe even this, and tuck them out on my front porch for, you know, UPS, USPS, FedEx, all of those people. They visit me a lot. I work from home. So just something cute that I can say, you know, please take one. And it's just a little gift that I can give out during the holidays. But it's a beautiful presentation. If you've got kiddos or grandkids or nieces or nephews, also a great gift. I also like to give these kinds of things to my younger niece and nephew. They're not as young anymore, but they would like a hot cocoa packet like this, or, you know, a candy pack or something to that effect. You could even tuck in a little treat bag, maybe like some little makeups and things like that. I think that would be cute. You could put gift cards, pardon me. I was trying to think what else, like if you wanted to do like a little Starbucks gift card or whatever. There's just a lot of little ways to make those little clear cellophane bag, or fill those little clear cellophane bags, and then put a cute treat bag topper, goodness, I cannot talk, on top. So that's kind of my thought process here as I am finishing up my stamping. You can see this is where I talked about I've transitioned into my acrylic block because it's just so much easier. I will say Papertrey ink stamps stamp beautifully. Like, I didn't stamp these off like I have to a lot of stamps. I don't. I just take them right to the paper. And yes, I could if I needed to, but I did want to mention that I feel like they stamp beautifully the first time. Lots of little parts and pieces, but this kind of project is for all of my crafters who don't want to color. Maybe you don't like to color with alcohol ink markers or watercolor or anything like that. Layering stamps and layering stencils, we're using the layering stamps today, give you the beautiful, professional looking finish without that extra work. And I think that it is so brilliant and so amazing. And Papertrey does it so well. And there are so many, you can see I'm going through them here. I'm like, oh, what else do we got? What else can I add? Now, I don't want to overwhelm the top of the treat bag topper, so I tried to scale it back. And I really wanted to just focus in on this sleigh. But you could have fun with it and totally do a mix and match. So this is the greenery from the Ornament Cloche, which I love that stamp set, by the way. But I tried out a different color of green and I was like, oh, too bright, too definitely not what I want to do. And so I went ahead and went back to the colors that I had previously used, and I was much happier with that. Now, each project, so the 2 treat bag toppers I'm going to share in the video and the card, are going to feature 2 of these sprigs, and then there is a teeny tiny little green leafy branch in the Serene Sleigh, and I'm going to stamp that 6 times as well. And then I'm going to go die cut all of this and we have all of our pieces. So now we need to go back to our bases. That is going to be our Mama Elephant treat bag topper, and that is going to be our Trinity Stamps Snow Globe card, which I know that I have shown quite a bit here on my channel because I absolutely adore it. And what we're going to do is I started with a craft base for the treat bag toppers. I'm going to mask off kind of that scallop edge, and then I masked off the back of the topper. I only want to add the decorative element to the front, and I'm using my stamp wheel to hold my brick stencil in place. I think this is the Lawn Fawn brick stencil. Several companies have a brick stencil. You probably have one. It's an invaluable tool in my opinion. I love a good brick stencil. And I'm going to go ahead and stencil all of these, and I'm working pretty quickly because I want to go clean this off right away. This is the opaque white grit paste from Tim Holtz. I love a good bright white brick on that craft background. You can see I went very imperfect. I did that on purpose, and I want to let that dry. It does dry pretty fast. And then I even want to add some stencil paste to what I'm going to use for my card. But for my card, we are not going to be using the brick. So let me stamp these 2 little tags from our treat bag topper first. These were die cut from Peony Pink cardstock from Hero Arts with this awesome new sentiment stamp set from Mama Elephant called Deliver Lots of Cheer. And what I love about this is it's a little bit more whimsical than the Papertrey ink, but I love the size and scale. I love how these sentiments fit the little tag, but they really work with the sleigh that we're using, which I love. Now I've grabbed a falling snow stencil with that same white grit paste, and I am applying it to this inner part of the snow globe. This is some fog gray Lawn Fawn cardstock. The top of our snow globe, I have to say, I think this might be my favorite color for a snow globe because it kind of has that glass effect. You'll see when we put it all together, but I want it to look like there's falling snow. Oh, and I dumped it over on top. Luckily I didn't mess anything up. I want it to look like there's snow falling back behind the scene that we build. So now I've got the bottom base layer of this snow globe. And again, this is the Trinity Stamps Snow Globe card. So it's a card shaped like a snow globe. However, there is a snow globe, not however. It comes with the snow globe die shape that goes on the die cut card. So you get the die to cut the card shape and then the die to cut the snow globe. So if you want to put it on a traditional card, you totally could. If you want to make it a tag, you could do that too. But on the base, I want to kind of copy what I'm doing for the treat bag toppers, which are going to have this little special delivery tag. The bottom of the snow globe is the perfect spot for a greeting. And to me, I'm so amazed at how well any of these greetings from the Mama Elephant Deliver Lots of Cheer fit on this space. So we are going to stamp that with the pale tomato ink as well. I picked Sending Loads of Love Your Way. I thought that was super cute. I did die cut the frame twice from the Fog Gray cardstock. We're going to layer those together, and then we're going to add our base on top of that. I did look at it and thought, you know what? I think I want to add just a tiny bit of ink blending along the top and the bottom with that pale tomato ink. So just very, very lightly along the edge. It just gives it a little bit more depth and dimension. And then we'll glue that to the base frame for our snow globe scene. I think there would be a lot of Papertrey stamp sets and little Christmas scenes that you could put inside of this snow globe frame. It's a really good size for a lot of things. Here's that snow globe set. On the card base itself, I've die cut that from white cardstock. I will be going ahead and gluing my layered frame right there on top. We will be inlaying that snowy textured background right inside. And then there is a little snow piece where you can die cut the globe shape. I don't even die cut the full globe shape. I just do a little partial cut, and then I use the snow. It's like a squiggle line to die cut the snow to go along the bottom edge. And then we're going to start building our scene. And the scene is going to be the same whether it's for the card or for the treat bag toppers. We're going to start by gluing down the sled or sleigh. We're going to tuck our tree inside, and then we're going to tuck greenery and the two lanterns down kind of in front of the sleigh. And then also inside of the sleigh, we're going to tuck 3 presents, some more greenery, and we'll hang our bells from the sleigh as well. To me, greenery, and this goes for really any kind of card you make, you guys, greenery adds so much to a card. It's a great fill-in. It doesn't seem maybe as fun and as exciting as stamping the colorful things like the presents and the sleigh and all of that. But when you look at the card overall, those greenery pieces are such great fill-ins for everything. So you're going to notice I'm just going to fill this all in. I will speed this up a little bit when I go to do the same thing for the treat bag toppers, because it's the same exact assembly no matter which project it is. Just one will be on the treat bag topper and one here is on a card. Hopefully providing lots of inspiration and maybe helping jumpstart you guys' ideas when considering what kinds of projects you want to hand make for the holidays. I love everything about this, down to that teeny tiny little bow, the little bows that go on top of the presents. Oh my gosh, you guys, Papertrey is just so good. I know all the pieces can be a little tiny and fussy, but oh my gosh, I love it. Love, love, love it. We'll put a little bit of glue. I actually put that little gift. I did not stamp or cut a bow for. You always could. Like that red bow, I was like, oh no, that's supposed to go on the other one. So I picked it up real fast. But I could probably do that if I wanted to. I don't think it's necessary though. Now down along the base, I did pull some embellishments. These are some pretty pink Posh Valentine's embellishments, believe it or not. But I like the peppermints because these peppermints, they have pink in it. And that matches my feel of my card perfectly. So I'm going to place those down near the base. We'll add a couple of hearts up here and that's it. Our card is all finished. You could even just tuck this in onto a gift package and use it more as a tag if you wanted to, but absolutely adorable. One of my favorite products, honestly. I'm a huge snow globe fan, and it's one of my absolute favorites. All right, let's go ahead and put our treat bag toppers together. Same exact thing, but we're just going to build it right here along that brick background. Let's talk adhering on top of texture paste. For me, I would 100% suggest a liquid glue like I'm using instead of a tape runner. The texture paste is going to make it a little bit difficult for things to adhere to it and stay put. Even with liquid, it can take a minute. You're going to notice me clamping things down with reverse tweezers, using heavy items like acrylic blocks to help hold things nice and flat while that glue is drying. And this goes for treat bag toppers, or if you're using it on a card. You really want to use something where you don't have to worry that everything is going to fall off. Once the liquid glue dries, it will be secure, but for me personally, that's just my preference here. Why did I use a brick stencil background instead of the snow for the treat bag toppers? For me, the snow in the snow globe felt natural and right. For this, I liked that brick background, like the sleigh is sitting up on this, like you're building a mantle almost, like a mantle decoration, and it's against this brick wall. So that was kind of my thought process. Even though this is a treat bag topper, there's still a story. I'm still thinking, how does this make sense? How does this work for what I'm trying to build? If you don't want to do lanterns, you could always tuck more presents down near the base of the sleigh as well. I think that would be super cute. Or definitely dig into your other Papertrey ink stamp sets and see what else you could use. Once I have everything secure, I'm going to take my plastic bags that I have pre-filled with my hot cocoa little mix and marshmallows, and I'm going to staple these treat bag toppers to the top to secure it. I don't want it to go anywhere, and I want it to be completely encased. So that's why I like to use staples. I really love the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher. I hope that's still available. I've had mine for years and years, since the scrapbooking days, but anything like that will work. So there's my hot cocoa, my marshmallow, and my spoon. You guys have already heard my story that my marshmallow is expired. So, and probably everything else. So this is just for photo purposes to show you how it all works. And then we'll just staple that down. I did a quick staple on each side. It's completely secure. And then I've got this awesome pink ribbon that I picked up from Spellbinders, and I'm going to use that to tie my little mini tag onto the handle of the treat bag. And then we'll just tie it into a simple bow to finish. Super easy, perfect little finishing touch, and that is it, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today for this day 1 for the Handmade Holiday 2023 series here on my YouTube channel. The supplies I used to create my card and treat bag toppers are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thanks for watching.